Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Walk and Talk. Today's a special day because today is June 3rd, which means tomorrow is June 4th. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that tomorrow is my 23rd birthday, which I'm pretty excited for. Also, welcome back to New York City. We're here in the East Village. I'm having a great time just hanging out here in New York City. Just kidding. It's definitely not New York City anymore. I'm gonna have to roll the intro, and I'm gonna try to roll the intro, but I'm not sure if the intro is gonna work, like rolling it out here. All right, let's roll the intro. Okay, one more time. Let's roll the intro. Let's roll the intro. Roll the intro. Roll the intro. Roll the intro. It's not working. All right, maybe we just won't roll the intro. I don't know what to, maybe we could just keep talking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, comment down below quickly as to where do you think I am right now. A lot of you probably know, and if you follow me on Instagram, which you should be following me on Instagram if you're not already, you'll definitely know where I am because I've already said where I am on my Instagram account. If you're confused with what kind of video this is, we're doing a walk and talk today. It's basically a series on my YouTube channel where I walk and talk, and my patrons on Patreon actually send suggestions for things for me to talk about. So today, I kind of let them know that it's my birthday. I wanted to talk a little bit about it, and they wanted to know some specific things, so we're gonna be answering some stuff for you guys. So let's chat a little bit. We got some stuff to talk about. Tomorrow, as I mentioned earlier, is June 4th. That's my birthday, my happy birthday. And I think this could be a really cool little topic to talk about because, man, last year I came back, I actually did the same thing I did this year, technically. Can't really give you all the details yet, but last year I was 21 years old, traveling the world, and I came back to Miami. Not that this is Miami, but I came back to Miami after a full year around the world, circumnavigating the planet. And I came back literally like 2 or 3 days before my 22nd birthday. And the goal was, because I hadn't seen my friends or family out here in a year, to just come back here, you know, catch up with everybody before I head off to my next destination. And I'm definitely gonna make a whole video kind of encompassing what this year has been all about from like June to June, because for me, a lot of my years go from June to June because it's my birthday, and I like to kind of count the beginning of my year at the beginning of my birthday and kind of see what progresses throughout that year of life. So I don't really consider it from January to January anyway. But I came back here after a full year of traveling the world in hopes to hang out with friends and family and do whatever I need to do here in Florida. Not that this is Florida. Wow, this is getting difficult. But yeah, I came back to catch up with everyone, and it was a year, you know, a year is a good time to come back and catch up with all your fam and friends. And it was great, it was wonderful. It really felt like an accomplishment of the journey, you know, fully circling the globe and then coming back to see all your friends and family. It was like the icing on top of a fantastic year, of a year of really hard work, crazy adventures, and then you just come and chill with your family and friends. But I definitely thought that, first of all, at that time I had 50,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, or 60,000. I think I came back to Florida with about 50-something thousand subscribers. And I wasn't making a lot of money, but I was making enough to survive out in Asia. Definitely not enough to survive in the US at that time. And I thought things were going to make a lot more sense. I thought coming into the 22nd year of my life, things were gonna make a lot more sense. I was gonna figure stuff out. And I made a video about this kind of phenomenon that happens to me when I come back from trips. And I know it's not unique to me, but it's called post-travel depression. It's something that exists. People have talked about it. There's blog posts about it. A really fantastic YouTuber, her name's Kristen from Hopscotch the Globe. She made a video about it a few years back, and then I made a video about it as well. So if you browse on my channel, look up post-travel depression, you'll be able to find it. And it's this sort of phenomenon that happens when you get back from like an incredible trip and you come back home and you just feel like a sort of depressed and broken. And I've dealt with depression in my past. It was never severe, but definitely had it. And it was just really strange to come back home after a year of experiencing all this crazy stuff and then having to just fit yourself back into society here, and also not knowing like having no job security, because YouTube still wasn't making too much sense. You know, I had developed most of my audience out in the Philippines. Most of them were not watching at that point anymore. I did not have a core audience. I had maybe 300 to 500 of you that would tune into every single video no matter what. And then the rest were kind of like flippy floppy. Some videos yes, some videos no, which is really difficult to predict your income. And so at 22, I'm sitting there and I'm like, geez, I spent a year around the world making all these videos. I've brought in millions of views from around the world, and I don't have really much to show for. Like I don't know what I've really accomplished. I feel like I've accomplished a lot physically and mentally, but financially and like business-wise, it wasn't much accomplished there. And so it made me feel a little bit lost. And so that's what this year has kind of been the goal of, is to stay out here in the United States, develop an audience out here. I mean, I'm happy to say that I think I've succeeded that in some sense. The channel has definitely grown, that's for sure. And we'll see for how long it'll actually hold up. You know, I don't know, I'm testing a new audience, there's a new amount of people. Those of you guys who've been watching for years, this is not directed at you, but I see you guys as kind of like my council of friends. The ones that have been here for years. Because the people come to this channel and then they leave. There's a lot of people that come to this channel and then they leave. They stick around for a few months, they'll comment a little bit, maybe they'll even stick around for a few years and then they'll bounce. But there's quite a few of you guys, especially the ones on Patreon, that just stick around and never leave. You guys are always here forever and ever, and it's really good because it feels like you guys are my friends that I can count on. And that I'm not going back there, by the way, because there's just tons of iguanas. So I'm just walking this strip, and I'm enjoying walking this little strip here by the water. But yeah, it really feels like you guys are sort of like a council of friends of mine that I know I can trust that'll always be around. And so it's difficult when a lot of people are bouncing on and off the channel. I'm totally ranting on a side rant right now. I don't even know what I was trying to talk about. But yeah, it's just difficult to predict. And I think that was the big feeling that I was at, where I was like, the audience I have right now is fickle. They're not sticking around. They're definitely not watching everything that I'm making. Like, I just don't know what to do. And so that's what this 22nd year of life has been trying to develop that, and I think I succeeded. I feel like I sort of have. Definitely not to the degree that I imagined I would be at now, but I feel to a certain level I have succeeded in some sense. And that's exciting, because every year, I've mentioned this before, I try to take my years as like an accomplishment per year. Kilimanjaro was definitely supposed to be part of this year, but that definitely did not work out. And yes, I'm going to make a video addressing it. There will be a video addressing that very soon. But yeah, I tried to take the years as goals. You know, I try to set a big goal for every year to try to accomplish stuff. And one of the biggest goals of this year was trying to develop an audience and become not financially secure, because I know it's a little too early to imagine me being financially secure 100%, but somewhat financially secure. And I think I'm closing in on it. We're getting close. We're getting close. I would like to, by the time I'm 25, to have a little more peace and quiet in the department of stress from like payments and finances and stuff like that, because I'll briefly touch on this right now, because it does kind of tie into turning 23. But with the way that YouTube pays you and the way that the money comes in on YouTube, it's so unpredictable that I have gotten levels of stress and anxiety that I haven't had in years. And I've been really trying to work on it recently, but I mean, things like panic attacks and anxiety attacks has been happening a lot recently, and it's because of how unpredictable everything is. And it really just feels like your life is on the line at all times. Like, I have nothing else to fall back on except for this. This is my one and only thing. And I've talked about this before. I am trying to diversify the income, where the revenue is coming from, trying to diversify like where all my money is coming from, but it's difficult. Oh shoot, that's a cool lizard. Wow, check that out. Sorry, side note. Okay, he's gone. And I'll be announcing to you guys something really cool that I've been working on for the last year, and that'll be a big part of hopefully diversifying that income. But rest assured, it's just part of life. I know that it is, but I would really like, by the time that I'm 25, and I know that's a big goal, but I would like by the time that I'm 25 to not have to worry so much about the money the way I do now, because I don't want to live like this. It's very stressful. And this is not a complaint. I'm very grateful of where I am, but it just is the reality of the situation. Trying to control that stress and anxiety is very difficult. I don't know how to. I just didn't imagine that at 23 I would be dealing with that again, because I dealt with a lot of that stuff in my teenager years in high school and stuff, and it's made a big resurgence in my life as of recent. And it really sucks, because I don't want to deal with it. It's just a lot to deal with, especially with all the YouTube stuff going on. But that being said, I think we should jump to a little bit of Patreon stuff. I heard some lizards, and I also just realized, look at that. Somebody made a little 420 graffiti thing. That's pretty cool. Blaze up, baby. All right, so let's jump to Patreon for just a quick sec. I got a question from Andrew. He's been commenting a lot recently. He's been a big supporter on Patreon, who says, if you're a 23-year-old, could you give some advice as to when you started traveling many years ago? What would it be? Oh, to when I started traveling, give myself advice. If you could, okay. So I need to give myself advice when I first started traveling. That's part one of the question. Advice-wise, I think I would just tell myself to chill out. Maybe not do so many crazy things, but then again, if I didn't do all those crazy things, probably wouldn't have all those memories. I think I would just tell myself to try and be a little bit more responsible with my money, and not lean so much on people, because I mentioned this many times in the past, but my entire traveling career would not have been possible without the amazing people who helped me along the way. So many people took me in, and initially when I didn't have much money and I was just trying to figure all this stuff out, and they just took me in, let me crash at their house for free, let me travel with them, you know, help me out financially. And it was just, a lot of times it was just strangers. It was absolute strangers who helped me out. And I'm so grateful to those people. So probably just try not to lean so much on that, because I think at some point I started becoming very, not dependent on it, but and not expecting it, but it was something I almost felt like would happen as long as I kept on pushing myself. And there's obviously no guarantee in that. And you gotta worry about yourself a little bit sometimes. So that would have been a big part of telling myself that. Also, we got, if you could spend your birthday in any one place you've never been, where would it be? Where would that be? That is a massive iguana, ladies and gentlemen. You probably can't see it on the camera right now, but oh, shoot. He's climbed up into this tree. Should we catch it and eat it? We've done that before. I feel like he's gonna drop out of this tree and just land on me. That'd be a birthday iguana surprise. Oh, there he is. All right, this just turned into a nature show instead of a walk and talk. Look at him. You see him? Oh, geez. All right, I'll see you later, bud. They can actually, if you guys haven't seen my video on catching iguanas and eating them, you should probably watch that video. I'll give you some context, but they're actually pretty dangerous. They can whip that tail around, smack you, and hurt you a lot. What was the question? Where would I go? Probably right now in my life, I've tried spending, most of the times besides last year and this year, I've tried spending my birthdays outside of home, and I've tried doing them somewhere around the world, but I've realized that a lot of my friends and family like spending my birthdays with me, so I've been trying to give back and do them at home. But I would probably, man, the first birthday I ever did abroad was in Africa, and that was amazing. So I think something like that, something with wildlife, something where I really feel like it's like something incredible that I've wanted to do. So maybe going to India, to the Himalayas. I've been dying to see a snow leopard. I know that probably wouldn't work in June because you have to be in February there to see them, but something like that, somewhere there. Maybe swimming with a blue whale out in the Pacific Islands. I don't really know. There's tons of, but my birthdays don't feel very special. I've never felt super connected to my birthdays. To me, it's honestly just another day. So I've never like, oh, I need to do something super special. I more see it as a time for me to get together with friends and family who obviously want to be with me. But for those who don't, I'll see you on another day. I'll see you on Wednesday. All right, I'm rambling way too much. This video is gonna be too long. All right, food. What would be your perfect birthday meal if you could get it flown in, starter, main course, dessert? All right, I got a good one. It would be a Filipino kare-kare with a side of Japanese sushi and a bowl of udon from Japan. I would want some delicious Russian dumplings on the side filled with yak meat, and a giant pizza filled with shawarma, falafel, just hummus and trina, an Israeli salad on the side, and then an Israeli grape juice. That would probably be my ultimate birthday meal. Let me just take bites of all that stuff, and then maybe like a halo halo on the side or something. I mean, these are all foods that I've tried around the world, so I would probably want a mix and mash of just an international food feast. But this almost kind of sounds like more of like my last meal. Like if I were to die tomorrow, what would I want to eat? So I didn't mean it in that way, but that's probably what I would take. All right, we got our next patron. Here we go. We got Gail saying, happy 23rd birthday. Thank you so much, Gail. You're the best. She also comments a lot. She's probably there every single time I post something on my Patreon page. What would be your least favorite birthday dinner? Sea cucumber, or was that sea urchin? Oh, okay, I know she's referencing this video that we made in Japan when we were trying a bunch of weird sushi. Okay, cool. That's an easy question to answer, Gail. Thank you so much. My least favorite birthday dinner would probably be something like sea urchins with like finely chopped up onion that has been grilled on the stove and put on top. I hate onion when it becomes super slimy. It's very rare that I like it. So if you put that on sea urchin, I'm trying to think what else I really didn't like to eat. I'm pretty okay with most foods. I think sea urchin has probably been the worst thing I've tried so far. Maybe like raw octopus or raw squid has been really difficult for me to take down. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably what I would choose. There's some coconut in the water. Can you guess where I am now? Anyhow, thank you guys so much to my patrons on Patreon for sending in some suggestions. Please, once again, if you want to get involved in my Patreon page for these walk and talk episodes, I think they're super cool. It's an awesome way to engage with you guys. I know this one's a little bit longer, but I thought I got the time. It's a little quiet out here. We can go a little longer if we want to. I've also been uploading less. If you guys realize that it's been really difficult for me to upkeep with the schedule because there's a lot of things going on in the background. But don't worry about it. We'll hopefully get back to the schedule we were on recently. But yeah, if you guys want to get on that Patreon page, it's down in the description. You can give $1 to just leave a suggestion. You can cancel your subscription the next month if you want. It's just a way to get you guys involved, and then I can pay for these walk and talk episodes basically because they don't really make much money and they're not really they don't really vibe with the rest of my subscriber base. It's really just the core of you guys that like these ones. So, and I'm happy to make them because they're easy to make. But if you guys want to go support this walk and talk series as well, if you want, Traveling Clap merch, it's on screen right now or on the description. You can get some of that. But that's the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys got some insight on my 22nd year of life. We're beginning our 23rd chapter. I'm really excited to see where I am by 25, by the time I turn 25. So we got 2 years to go. I know that I'll definitely be doing this YouTube thing at least till I'm 25. I'm not planning on stopping at any point at the moment yet, but I'm just very excited to see where I'm at 25. I'm kind of going to see these 23rd and 24th year of life as grind time, working really hard to accomplish those goals. So by the time I'm 25, I feel like I can do more with my life besides just making YouTube videos. That's sort of the big goal. So I'm just excited to see what happens. This is just another chapter in that book, and we're just moving forward another step, ladies and gentlemen. So subscribe, turn on notifications. If you guys want to wish me a happy birthday, feel free to. You don't have to though. Best way to get in touch with me, Instagram. I just cleared out all my DMs, so I'll be trying to answer my DMs a little faster. And I think that's all I gotta say. Once again, leave your comments. Where am I? Anybody have any idea? I don't think there's any things that would tell you where exactly I am. Oh, maybe besides that sign, but you probably won't be able to see that with the lens that I'm using. All right. I love you guys a long time. You are the best audience. Thank you guys so much for pushing me and inspiring me and just being so supportive during this 23rd year of life, 22nd year of life. Sorry, I'm not 23 yet. Thank you guys so much. From last birthday to this one, you guys have been the most supportive, the most friendly, the most helpful, and you always got my back, and I really appreciate that. So I love you guys very much. Love you a long time. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, Clats.